Authoritarianism is not born overnight. It creeps in. It erodes our freedoms. A tyrant tightens his grip, not just by seizing power, but when he demands new powers, and those who can stop him willingly cede and bend to his will.
That was Democratic Congressman Lloyd Doggett speaking out against a bill passed by the House that would give the Trump administration broad powers to kill nonprofit organizations. The legislation, called the Stop Terror Financing and Tax Penalties on American Hostages Act, allows the Treasury Department to target and investigate organizations that they deem terrorist supporting without needing to provide the evidence behind that designation. Now, it is already a federal criminal offense for nonprofits or anyone else in this country to support terrorist groups. So a bill like this could be at best unnecessary and at worst devastating for rights groups. This week, a group of over 300 organizations sent congressional leaders a letter that read, quote, "The executive branch could use this authority to target its political opponents and stifle dissent." Joining me now is someone working to stop this bill from moving forward, Kia Hamadanchi, senior policy counsel at the ACLU's National Political Advocacy Division. Kia, it's great to have you on the show. There was a previous bill with this nonprofit provision that was initially introduced last November. It was touted by its Republican supporters as a way to crack down on pro-Palestinian supporters that they claimed were exploiting tax laws. But as the ACLU and other organizations note in the letter to Congress this week, the potential for abuse under this law is broad. How are you working to prevent this bill from advancing? And explain to us why you think it can be dangerously used.
Yeah, so as an initial matter, I mean, it provides the Treasury Secretary with a lot of unilateral discretion to strip nonprofits of their tax income status without any kind of necessarily having to show the evidence, and with an appeals process that's straight to the Treasury Secretary, and that doesn't. You can strip someone's nonprofit before you ever go before a neutral decision maker. And, we worked really hard as much as we could to try to make sure that we whipped up as much opposition in the House. And a number of House members shifted their vote even from last week. And it's critical to keep that opposition to block things in the Senate.
The nonprofits are usually cash-strapped. Their tax exemption status is critical for their work. And according to this, they would be, if they are accused of wrongdoing, they would have 90 days, I believe, to prove that they aren't supporting terrorist organizations. If they cannot, their tax exemption status would be stripped. Would these nonprofit organizations, even have the means to fend off these legal battles?
I mean, that's definitely a concern, right? There's the stigma of being designated a terror-supporting organization. So it's not just the crippling legal fees, but, it's the reputational loss and the financial that comes with all of that. And, the 90 days is not a real, they call it a cure process. It's not a real cure process. You don't necessarily have all the evidence they used against you. They won't give you exculpatory evidence necessarily. And it's entirely at the judgment of the Secretary of Treasury. And then there's an appeals process after the fact. But at that point, the damage is already done.
We've seen this playbook around the world, and we've seen the devastating impact that laws like this have created. Nicaragua, for example, you had a similar bill, didn't only impact free speech, it also limited the ability of aid workers to operate in that country. Over the past year, we've also seen Israel's terrorist accusations against UNRWA, leading several nations to temporarily pause their funding and impacting lives on the ground in the Gaza Strip. These kind of accusations, they really impact people who are already extremely vulnerable.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely true. And it's also true that this is common way that the accusing of terrorisms we've seen around the world can often be used for political reasons in terms of silencing dissent, silencing your critics, trying to silence civil society. And I think the concern is that this bill became law. You could see the same thing here.
Is there, when you look at like other groups, climate justice groups, environmentalist groups, they could be targeted if their policy or if their objectives of what they're working for do not align with the policy of the incoming administration. You have 19 states significantly enhancing penalties for protesters challenging pipelines and other, quote, critical infrastructure. If this bill were to pass, would there be any protection left for dissent and activists, not just simply the organizations?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that, of course, we would, if this bill became law, we would do everything to fight it and make sure that the Constitution and everything is upheld. But I think one of the things you saw is there was a really broad-based coalition against this bill, whether it was environmental groups or whether it was labor, whether it was reproductive right groups, because all these groups could be under threat in a Trump administration, and that's why you saw just such a broad opposition to trying everything we can to prevent this bill from becoming law.
All right. Best of luck to you. I mean, obviously, it doesn't have a chance in this administration, but certainly if Trump, once he does get into office, it could be a high priority issue for him and other Republicans. So we certainly appreciate your vigilance on it.